Hey, what's up, San Diego? We are having way too much fun
today.
Yes,
we are. This is Brandee J and Kristy Salazar for the Real Women Talk Show. We are here at the second annual Eleanor's Walkathon. An amazing event so far.
And it's all in the support of the battle of depression, low self-esteem, anxiety, and let's keep it real. People struggle with that. Whether or not we talk about it, people are struggling. And today we're here to bring awareness, support, and all for a good cause. And I gotta say, the smiles we get around here, the energy, the vibe.
The women are amazing. And to see all these real women who have gone through something but they're overcoming it is a testimony in themselves. And just like Kristy said, I've suffered from depression, low self-esteem. Kristy has too. So we are testimonies that you can overcome it, and this event is just for that. And it's been an amazing turnout. So many women, so many great sponsors.
Now from Lydia Hain Counseling Services. I'm out here today to show support to Eleanor's Place, as well as to bring awareness to a lot of the life transitions that we as people have, whether it's transitions from anxiety and depression, or dealing with, the loss of a loved one, the end of a relationship, or just anything that we have going on in life. Sometimes life can be stressful. And so I'm out here today to let you know that there are affordable therapists out there that are open and willing to support you and support the community.
Hey everyone, this is Tanisa with Detour Empowers. We want to congratulate Dana on her second annual Walkathon, Wellness Walkathon. This is amazing, it's great. She has all these ladies out here for a good cause, being healthy, staying fit, and also staying emotionally healthy as well.
Well, there's just so much community. San Diego really needs to understand that we can't complain, Brandee, about our community if we're not doing something.
We're not giving back, and that's something me and Kristy love to do. We love to give back, and the only way you can change your city or change what you're doing is to do community service. It's to help one another. And at the end of the day, if you're not helping someone, you're not doing anything right in life. Because that's where it all starts from, is helping someone and making sure you are making a great imprint on their life. So today's been an amazing event. We actually did a lap.
Yes, so we were out there with the best of them. And I gotta say, these ladies were troopers.
Very
and gentlemen.
well,
And they came and they had positive vibes, good attitudes, and everyone knew it was for a good cause. And we really, it's all about inspiring someone else. And if you're not using your journey to inspire someone else, what are you doing with your story?
You're not doing anything with
You're not doing anything with it. If you don't show that you can overcome something, you're not giving someone else hope that, no matter what their situation is at that moment, it doesn't stay permanent. Things are temporary. Life changes. It ebbs and flows. You go through different chapters.
It changes every minute, every day, and this is just a testimony that you can change your life and keep going.
Pleasure to introduce today's guest speaker. She's known for motivating spirits, teen spirits, women spirits, empowering, but most of all, really just dedicating her life to inspiring other women to be the best version of themselves. Despite whatever life is thrown their way, you can come back. So with that, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Miss Tia Ross.
So today I'm here to talk to you about an undeniable chain of events. I need for you to hear me. An undeniable chain of events. Undeniable means what? That it was meant to happen is undeniable. And what the heck am I talking about? I'm talking about your life. Now I know many of you today are sitting here and you have thoughts in your mind and worries about things that you have going on, something called chain of events. And if I were to pass this microphone around, I'm sure that each of us here have some stories about our journey, and you would look at these chain of events that happened that brought you to this very moment. You see, I was designed for this very moment. Everything that I have endured and achieved and had victory over has designed me for this moment. See, I don't believe in coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. I know that there was an undeniable chain of events that brought you here today, that brought me here today. I don't care how you were invited to this very divine moment. I am here for you, to talk to you about some undeniable chain of events. So let's just go back to the beginning. You ready? So, I don't know if you know these numbers, but I found something out about a month ago. You see, in order to be birthed, there had to be some undeniable chain of events. if those of you who are listening know these stats. However, I'm going to give them to you. Just in case any of you who are listening are having doubts about your life. Now, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand, but you can self-identify inside. Some of you are here today, and as you're walking, in your mind, you're thinking about all the things that you know you still have to do and get through. And sometimes that can weigh us down. So, there are some statistics that I call kind of like having odds against you. How many of you have ever, just by showing hands, have had some odds against you? The odds were against you. Okay. So, the odds were against you before you were even birthed. Let me give you some numbers. You see, the chances of you being born is 1 in 400 trillion. I'm going to say it again. The chances of you being born was 1 out of 400 trillion. And before any of that could have even happened, the chances of your parents meeting was 1 out of 20,000. If your parents from the ages of 15 to 40 traveled all around and met a new person every single day, the chances of those two meeting and actually talking and liking each other, 1 out of 20,000. Now, let's say they talk to each other and they happen to like each other, and as a result of them being together, they had children. The chances of them having children after those chain of events, 1 in 2,000. Now, let's say that they went ahead and had you, or the process of birthing you started. Once that process started, you had 1 in 400 trillion odds against you that you would not be birthed. So if today you are wondering if you were in the right place at the right time, I'm here today to tell you, yes you are. How many of you out here are achievers? How many of you out here know you are achievers? Yes. So I'm going to ask you a question, and as I ask you a question, I want you to interact with me. The question is, what do you do when the odds are against you? The answer, I achieve. So I'm going to ask you, what do you do when the odds are against you? I achieve. What do you do when the odds are against you? I achieve. And guess what? We don't recognize it usually until we're on the other side. See, we're here today, and the topic is anxiety, depression, self-esteem. And so I thought, out of all the things I travel and talk about, it would be appropriate to leave you today with a tool so that when you leave here and all of this glorious stuff is gone and you're back by yourself and those odds are against you, that you remember that you are an achiever. And I'm going to give you a little something that I do to help me reach some of my goals. See, we're here today to really talk about that, because when you leave, it's not about the calories that you burn, but it's going to be about what you achieve against the odds. So what do you do when the odds are against you? Achieve. I achieve. And it doesn't feel like you're going to achieve that often when you're in the odds, does it? No. So you need something to grasp to help you achieve when the odds are against you. And so we're going to do a little interactive experience. You guys know me by now. I don't talk at you. It's about leaving you with something, and you guys are going to get involved. So guess what? We're getting ready to do one of my favorite lessons that's called 5% more self-esteem. You ready for this? Okay, it's easy. Listen. So, how many of you have goals out there? Just raise your hand. You have some current goals that you have. Now keep your hands up. How many of you have goals around relationships? Some relationships that you know you want to see better with your children, with the people in your community, your family. I'm going to help you out. How many of you know you have goals around your life? Business, finance, physical, health. And how many of you know that sometimes thinking about getting it done feels like 100% overhaul? Yes, it can feel at times like it's weighing you down. Yeah? And so we're going to today talk about how do we get past the way down so that we can do what? Achieve. So, here we go. So let's just say that you had 100% know like you know you can do it, that you would not fail. Think about this for one moment. If there was something you could do with your life and you knew you couldn't fail at it, you would only be successful, what would that be? Think about it. What are those things that you've been holding back and not doing because you've been telling yourself, not me, it can't be, I'm not good enough, I don't have money for that, how would I ever get that accomplished? How many of you have been telling yourself some of that? So I want you right now to think about that goal, that one thing that you would do if you knew like you knew that it would not fail. Get that thing in your mind. I don't care what it is. Writing a book, buying a home, whatever that thing is that seems to be unreachable, I want you to get it in your mind right now as we move through this. So, in order to achieve that thing that you have in your mind right now, you're going to have to come up with a game plan. And a lot of times, just thinking about the game plan causes us to stay stuck. And we don't do anything, right? So, how do we push past that? So, here we go. All of us right now are thinking about that thing, and you're here, and it's way over there. How in the heck do I get from here to way over there to reach that goal? Could I get way over there with one leap? No. But often, many of you right now are thinking that you need that one to reach it. It's like having 100% know like you know that you can do it. So I'm not going to ask you today to have 100% know like you know more self-esteem. I'm not going to ask you for that. I'm not even going to ask you for 75%. I'm not even going to ask you for 50%. Because sometimes even 50% for some of us is a heavy lift. Because it holds us down. Sometimes we don't want to get out of bed in the morning. You know what I'm talking about? Because you're thinking of all those things that you got to get done. Because it feels like 100% overall is so heavy you can't do it. And so we're going to move it from having 100%, not 75, not 50, not 25, not even 10. See, I'm here today to talk to you about the 5% that you can do. It's called a baby step. Anybody ever heard of that? A baby step. So, here we go. I'm going to have you turn to the person next to you, and I'm going to give you a sentence stamp. A sentence stamp is when I give you the first part, and you say whatever comes up after it. So the sentence stamp is designed to help lead you, and then you say whatever comes up after. Got it? Okay. So the sentence stamp is, you're going to ask your partner, if you had 5% more self-esteem, what would you start doing? That's the question. If you had 5% more self-esteem, what would you start doing? You know you would start doing. Yes, in the back. What?
5% more.
Shh, let's be quiet so we can hear her. Come on now, be more open with her testimony to help others. Raise your hand if that's you. So if someone says something, one hand up that you can relate to. If you really get what someone says, two hand up. And if you really get it, you two hand up and you stand up. Okay? Someone else. What's something that you know you start doing?
Mine probably to stop lying so much. Stop lying so much to get my needs met when I could just do it the right way.
Come on. No. One hand up, two hands up, stand up. And my hands up for that too, because we all tend to do that. Like, she's not alone.
That's right.
Hello. She's just brave enough to say it in front of all. Exactly. Someone else. What's something that you know you would start doing?
Yes.
Stop isolating so much.
Oh. Yes. So that means she would start reaching out more and stop staying by herself.
Oh, I would share my story openly.
Yes, I would share my story openly. See, I'm going to get you, but I need for all of you listening and understand that the company I work with, we travel the world. And right now, and I'm from Southeast San Diego, I'm from right here. But who would have known that my story would help someone in Russia? Who would have ever imagined that my story in my life would touch and stop a teenager from taking their life in China? See, those of you that are holding on to those stories, I believe that you're here today to get this piece. Because your story can be told in different ways, through books, through messages, through blogging, through speaking. My path just happens to be speaking. So I want those of you that are saying that to really realize that it's bigger than you, so you must tell your story.
Yes. Ask God for help and pray more.
Yes. Ask God for help and pray more. That's a baby step. You see what I mean? Many of us are looking at that goal, and because we're not achieving it tomorrow, we give up. That's like having 100%. You don't want 100%. I'm asking you for the baby step, because it has to start somewhere. And so this young lady actually led me to the next sentence stem. The next sentence stem is, what do you know you need to stop doing? What would you stop doing?
Making excuses for why I can't do something.
So now remember, if someone says something that you can relate to, one hand up. If you really get it, two hands up. And if they're saying something that you know is convicting you, one hand up, two hand up, and stand up so that they know they're not what? Alone. Yes. Number two. What's something that you know you need to stop doing?
Worrying about the future.
Worrying about the future. Yes. Weighs you down. Number three. Who was three? Pop up. Yes. Stop being depressed. Now, I'm going to stop with that one because I want to teach from it. It's a teachable moment. Okay? Stop being depressed can feel like 100%. You follow me? It's a big one. That goal is still being stated like you can do it tomorrow. And if any of you here ever dealt with depression or you're dealing with it, you know that you're not going to wake up tomorrow and just be over depression. So I'm going to help her and help all of us listening. What is the baby step? You hear me? The 5% step that you can do to overcome that goal of getting over depression. But she got to figure it for herself, and then you guys will. What do you think you can do? To get over that, what's the baby step thing you know you can stop doing or start doing? Try to reach your goal. What's something you can try to do to reach that goal? Go to school, because that's probably weighing her down and adding to it. A lot of times we're just depressed because we're looking at that thing that we haven't accomplished yet, and then we start beating ourselves up. You guys know you're your worst critic, right? You're your worst critic. You're not even celebrating sometimes yourself. Just for getting up in the morning and staying involved in a program is enough to be celebrated. Yes. It's a baby step. Good one. Number 4. Who was number 4? Yes. Yes. Stop my old behavior. So just choose one of those behaviors, right? Because stopping your behavior still feels like what? 100%. So you see the process? It takes a minute to learn how to do this. It's not easy. So you got to come back because we're so hard on ourselves. We want to have the 100%, but I need you to come back to the 5% every time you're tempted to beat yourself up for not reaching the 100. Okay? So pick one behavior and come up with the 5% baby step. Number 5. Who was number 5? Yes. Come on, forgive who? Yourself, but who you thinking about? To them or you? Okay, so restate it. Forgive myself. Come on now. How many of you need to do that one? Just a baby step. Looking at the things you've beaten yourself up about and begin to do what? Forgive yourself. That's a good one. Number 6. Did I miss someone? Yes. Stop doubting. Baby step. Number 7. Yes.
Stop always expecting instant gratification.
Stop always expecting and living for instant gratification. Does that seem like 100%? So watch me, ladies, because it's just a process. You have to learn it. It's a tool. Every time you make statements like that and you tell yourself that, I want you to ask yourself, that's a bit much for me to be like this. Stop being so hard on yourself. Now dial it back and say, what's the baby step thing I can do around that goal? You see where we're going with this? Who's number 8?
Number 8. How about I do something that's uncomfortable for me? Just one thing. It doesn't have to be a big thing. A little thing that I'm not used to doing. A little uncomfortable. But I'm going to try it today.
How many of you know you need to stop just staying comfortable and move outside of your comfort zone a little bit? Do something just a little bit different and see what happens. That's a good one. Thank you. Did I miss anyone? You see it? You must have something.
I was just going to say, to stop selling myself short.
Stop selling myself short. Stop compromising. Another way to say it. Stop putting other people before myself and selling myself short. That's a way to say it. That's a good one. So in order to do that, you're going to have a baby step thing in place so that when those opportunities come, you don't do it. So think about what's the baby step thing. So we just finished making a list of things that we can start doing and that we can do what? Stop doing. So how do you think you reach those goals? What's something you can do? It's real simple. Nike has a slogan. Just do it. Pick one thing from that list that you guys just came up with and do what? Just do it. Why? Because what do we do when the odds are against us? We achieve. We are achievers. So today is all about the undeniable chain of events that brought you to this very moment in your life. And I just simply stopped by today as an encouragement to let you know if you thought you were on the wrong track and you thought something was wrong with you, it's not. Because 1 out of 400 trillion odds were against you being birthed. Not to mention all the odds that you were up against once you were birthed at 3, at 4, at 5, at 20, at 40. So the mere fact that you are still here breathing and able to walk this 5K tells me that your life is not over. So many of you here today need to take that period off the end of your story because you still got some more to live and do. And while you're doing it, I want you to not beat yourself up and go after the 100%. You're going to get there. I need for you to come back and take the baby step to get there.
Dana Bryan did an amazing job. We're so happy to support
Tanisa
her.
Conrad.
Yes, everyone did an amazing job coming out today. So we're actually going to go back, dance, have some good time, and thank you guys so much for always tuning in and supporting the Real Women Talk Show.
And shout out to our sponsors, Belogio Airbrush, EC Medical Group. Don, we love you.
Thank you so
You
much.
keep us balanced. that we can give the best of ourselves to our community, and that is priceless.
That is very much priceless. So thank you so much to our sponsors and all of our supporters. See you next time.
San Diego,
619.
community is what it's about. Because everyone that's here today really does love you and really does want to support you. And we are here 100%. So use us for whatever you need us, because we know that if we empower you guys can set a blaze to empower the younger generation.